All right, class. So in today's screencast, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can create a custom shape even further than using your custom shape tool or any of your shapes. And I'm also going to show you how you can play around with a black background versus a white background and incorporate this into your project. So just to review really quickly, in the last video I start talking about the pen tool and how you can use the pen tool to create custom lines and shapes, and also your shape tool along with your custom shape tool, which will provide you with an entire array of shapes that you can use. They would not be considered plagiarizing. Okay, so creating your own shape, taking it even like a step further from your custom shape, what you can do is go online and find picture. So find a picture. So you could find like a photograph of a certain shape or that you would like to use, and you can create a silhouette from this. A silhouette is the outline of a shape. So for instance, in Photoshop, I actually pulled in that flower, and I'm going to show you how you can do this. So the first thing you can do is, if you pull your picture in and it's locked, I would click on the lock button to unlock it, and you can use your wand tool to select the background or select the object. It's easier to find images to do this with that have white background. So like for instance, I typed in flower with white background so that all those images came in. Okay. So you can select either the background or the flower itself. In this case, it's easier to select the background, not the flower. The flower would take me forever to finish selecting. But I'll show you a quicker way. So you select the entire background, and then you do select inverse. And what that's going to do is select the inverse, or the opposite of. So now it's selecting the flower. From that point, I can do edit, and I can fill it. And I can fill it with black or white, depending on like where I'm going to place it. So I can fill it with black and hit OK, and now I have a silhouette of that flower that I found online. This would not be considered plagiarizing. I can actually take this image and bring it into mine, and I can use it somewhere, right? So I can use this within my design if I wanted to use this as a design element. Now, it does have a white background. I could use my wand tool again to delete the background and then place this within the space. Okay. I do not want you, so that would be a silhouette. I don't want you typing in like silhouette of a flower, okay? Because obviously images come up, but these images would be, if you took from one of these images, it would be considered plagiarizing. They're not your own. However, taking a photograph and attempting it the way that I showed you in this variation would be appropriate. That would be okay. All right. The other thing I wanted to show you was playing around with positive, negative space further. So let's say I wanted to make, I don't know, half of my page black and half white. So maybe I wanted to make this part of my image black, right? But I wanted to then make the other half the letters white. What you would have to do is create, is rasterize your letter. So let's look at the F. So for instance, if I turn this on and off, this F is kind of going off the page a little bit. I would want to rasterize it. So I'm going to do layer rasterize type. And what that's going to do is it's going to make my letter into an image. It's no longer a type. So once you do this, it's permanent. You can't like change the font style any further. It's now become like a shape. All right. So I'm going to then duplicate it because you're going to need to make a black one and a white one. So I'm going to do duplicate layer, and I'm doing this to the L actually right now. So I duplicated the L, not the F. Right. So let's say that, let's move this over then. So let's say I wanted to make this part of my image half the L white and half of it black. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is select one of my L's, okay, and I'm going to make it white. So I'm going to do edit, fill, white, and it's going to fill that white. And I have one of them black, so I can call this one white and call this one black. Okay. So it doesn't matter where the black one is because it's just black on black in front of that shape, right? But the white one, I'm going to want to place it on above the rectangle, and you can see that it's now within the black on the white space, right? And I can actually play around with like 3D type of effects, okay? Or what I could do is place it and align it on top of the other L, and then I can take my lasso tool or any of my selection tools and go in and delete part of the L. So now I have white space on black space. So it's just a matter of maneuvering your shapes around. And if you wanted to do something like this to a letter form, again, like I said, you would have to rasterize it. Okay, I could even make my flower, instead of, now I could fill it white, and it is white now, but I need to put it on top of the black space, right? So now I'm playing around with that black versus white space. All right, I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you can use some of these tools and techniques that I have